Alright, so now we're getting into part 3 of the video, which should be part 2, because part 2 was part 1, part 1 is part 2. This series is kind of getting more messed up than Star Wars franchise. Sadly, I'm running out of visual aids. So here, take a look at this transfer case while I do this intro. We left off, we got most of the stuff in the transmission pan done. Now we're going on to taking off the bell housing, and basically we're just gonna get to the part where we're taking out the guts of the transmission. So we're gonna be able to see everything inside. Alright, so we're already starting off bad. We got one bolt stripped. We're trying to hammer on the next biggest size Allen onto it, because it's a Torx bit. It's a Torx Plus. And we're basically having no luck with it. I'm reefing on it, and it just isn't going. And I already broke the teeth on the Torx. We're pushing and pushing. Afterwards, I try and swap up to the next size Torx bit. I already tried to hit an Allen, now I'm using a Torx. And I'm just trying to smash that thing on there, and it's not staying. It just won't work. So after that, I try and smash with a punch, just to hopefully loosen that bolt off the bell housing, and it just isn't coming. So I just keep, this one bolt has probably been the bane of my existence for a good day, day and a half. So, alright, now I'm getting really desperate, so I get my cheap little battery powered impact driver, and that just does nothing. Now I'm back to trying to reef on it with a Johnson bar. And just nothing's getting this bolt out. Alright, now I really try and bring out the biggest guns I have. Trying to get the blowtorch in there, seeing if that'll do anything. After this, I try and get the TIG welder out. And I try and actually weld the socket right on there, but with these Allen Torx sockets being made of tool steel, I think it's S2. Once you heat them up, they just get right brittle. And I just shattered them. At first I tried brazing it on. It just wouldn't go. Then I tried welding it with some stainless steel, and I shattered the bit. Luckily, it didn't get stuck inside, because I ended up having to drill this bit out. But I should have given up on trying to save this bolt long, long ago. Alright, so after screwing up the first bolt, eventually I get brave enough to try another one. And oddly enough, the first bolt is the only one that's stripped. Every other bolt on this whole thing just came off beautifully. I still tried to punch him with a little punch before I tried any of the other ones, just to hopefully knock the threads loose. But like every project, one bolt takes you 10 hours and the other 7 take 10 minutes. Alright, right around now, I'm just going to try and give you a nice look at what the bolts I'm dealing with are. So these are a TP50 bolt, which is a Torx Plus, which basically means it's like a Torx 50, except you're not going to have it in your toolbox, because of course you're not. But that's how it goes on these things, especially GM. I know my mechanic really isn't fond of them, because they make things hard to take apart, but that's what they've been doing. Auto dealers don't want you fixing your own truck anymore. But what can you do? Okay, so now we got the bell housing off. So now we're gonna try and pry the inside of the transmission where all of the gears and everything are out from the body. And after I do this, this is basically 100% apart. So here I am, trying to pry it, not realizing that there's still stuff to be taken apart before I can actually get this out. You got a little valve right in the top right corner of the transmission that I'm gonna see in a sec. And now you're gonna see me try and take out the little snap ring with the wrong set of pliers. And now you're gonna see me try and take it out with another wrong set of pliers. I have one kind of good set of snap ring pliers and one cheap universal set. And I hate anything that's a multi-tool because it's just not rigid. And that's why I'm kind of stuck fiddling with, because the only good pair of snap ring pliers I have are an external only snap ring. So that basically means in these little holes I can't take out these internal ones. So after fiddling with this for not that long, I just get out my pair of channel locks and this pin just comes right out. Alright, now everything's ready to come out, and with a little prying, very gingerly might I add, because I'm not sure where I'm sticking that big piece of metal. And that pump comes right out. So that big shiny thing that comes out first, that's the pump that circulates the transmission fluid. And everything else in there is our gears. So once we pull that guy out, then we can finally start working on our rebuild. And then I'm just going to get this on my lovely transmission stand. Only costs $200. And we're just going to take a look at the inside of this transmission case. See what it looks like. You're going to be able to check out the planetary gearbox. And that's going to wrap up our video.